when the Prime Minister said, Plan A, we're not going to have mandated domestic vaccine passports. Plan B, we're going to go back to tyranny. What triggers Plan B, he said, was a crisis in the health service. Well, lo and behold, they're about to sack 100,000 care workers. Are you telling me they're not setting us up for the very crisis in the care sector that triggers Plan B, which is a mandated domestic vaccine passport? Can anyone not see what's going on and just how creepy this is? And then if you're worried about the direction of travel, let's look to Israel, which is ahead of us in this stuff. And let's look to Australia, which is ahead of Israel as well, when it comes to some of the tyranny they've enforced, to such an extent that even Polish politicians had to stand outside the Australian embassy in Warsaw and warn the world about the tyranny in Australia and compared it to North Korea. And the Poles know because they've lived under communist tyranny and totalitarianism and have had to fight to resist it in their own history. And so, we know if you look to Israel, if you're worried about the direction of travel, now they're saying that because of their mandated domestic vaccine passports, because after the double jabs, it didn't stop Delta, because we already know Delta can break through those who are doubly vaccinated, which is why vaccine passports make no sense, that you can still get infected, you can still transmit. What it does do is reduce the severity of symptoms. So in Israel, they then said, right, we need a booster shot. That booster shot, they then said, is your vaccine passport is no longer valid until you submit to the third booster shot. Well, that didn't work either. Delta kept spreading. So now they're saying, right, we're going to introduce a fourth booster shot. And those that don't get their fourth booster shot, the vaccine passport will no longer be valid. It expires every 6 months. So in essence, we've got a system which is saying if you don't submit to being injected by the state every 6 months, you will be denied services and lose your job. That's where Israel's got to. And you're not creeped out by this yet. If you've got nothing to hide, Majid, what are you worried about? The state is on your side. Was it on our side when it invaded Iraq? Under the guise of the last emergency? For the life of me, I am really confused as to why others are not asking these questions. It is getting to a point that is creepy, folks. It is very creepy.